Welcome students. Now in this video we are going to see the third part of this CNC machine tool, that is the feedback device. So what is this feedback device actually? So this is nothing but the displacement or distance measuring equipment which is placed on the lead screw or the axis of the machine tool. So what it is actually doing? So it is measuring the actual distance traveled by the axis and send it to the machine control unit. So feedback devices are what? They are simply distance or displacement measuring devices. Distance or displacement measuring devices. Measuring equipment, rather you can say. So what they will do? They will measure the actual distance traveled by the axis, and this measured distance they will send to the MCU. Okay. So say for example, I want the x-axis movement for 50 millimeter, and at the instant, okay, so I am having the movement at an instant, say 30 millimeter. So what this feedback devices will do? This will measure the actual distance 30 millimeter and it will send to the MCU. And we know that MCU is what? MCU is the brain. It is analyzing the information. Yes, so it will take this information that x-axis has been moved by 30 millimeter. So how much distance is still required to get this x-axis to reach the required destination? So what this MCU will do? MCU will check what is the targeted value, how much distance that x-axis has to move, 50 millimeter. So 50 millimeter it is the required, and what is the actual 30 millimeter. So how much distance still required to get this movement for 50 millimeter? So 20 millimeter. So this 20 millimeter MCU is give as a input in form of the pulsating energy. So to move this axis for still 20 millimeter, the MCU is going to produce that much series of pulses. Definitely it will generate it and send to the drive unit. So what the drive unit will do? It will take this pulsating energy and convert it into the mechanical energy, which is nothing but the displacement of the axis for 20 millimeter. Isn't it? So this is how this feedback devices is giving this actual distance which is traveled by the axis time to time. कब तक देता रहेगा ये feedback device? Unless and until the difference between these measured value or actual or to the required difference जो है, unless it comes down or less than the BLU of that machine. ओके, से फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने पहले एक देखा था कि 33 माइक्रॉन्स अपनी क्या आई थी? पोजिशनल एक्यूरेसी आई थी, isn't it? So that is nothing but 0.033 millimeter. So unless and until this difference between this actual distance traveled and the required distance, ये जो difference है एक BLU से जब तक कम नहीं होता तब तक ये लूप जो है, that is feedback जो system है, वो हमेशा क्या रहेगा? चलता रहेगा. So every time MCU will check the difference, then it will produce the required pulse energy and give it to the drive unit convert this energy into mechanical energy so that we can have the displacement of the axis. So these are the feedback devices. Understood? So which are the devices which can be used as a feedback devices in the NC CNC machine tools. So we are having the feedback devices like we are having the potentiometers, we are having LVDTs, we are having indectosine, we are having tachometers, we are having tacho generators, we are having synchros, and also we are having right now the encoders. So among this all, see, these encoders are very much accurate. They can give the accuracy in the displacement up to nanomicrons or nanometers, sorry, nanometers. So encoders, nowadays we are using the encoders as its feedback devices in case of the NC and CNC machine tools. So this is about the feedback devices. Feedback devices का क्या purpose है? To measure the distance traveled by the axis, give it to MCU, MCU analyze the data, required energy produce करेगा, pulse energy, give it to motor, motor convert the electrical energy into required mechanical energy, we will get the required displacement of the axis. So this is about the feedback device system in NC. This is the part of NC machine tool. Thank you.